MXTV is proudly brought to you by Insuremyride, great bike insurance cover at an affordable price. And Motor, quality oils for more than 150 years.
I'm Lee Hogan and welcome to MXTV. I'm joined by motorsport media mogul Brendan Bell. Belly, tonight's show, it's going to be a cracker.
It's going to be a ripper, mate. Thanks for that intro too. But before we get it started, buddy, we've got something that we don't normally do. We're going to give a plug to an event that's happening on the 20th of October down at the Wonthaggi Club. It's a ride for kids now. It's a charity event for kids with cancer. It's something we've been involved for many years, mate.
Oh mate, it's an amazing opportunity to give back. It's something that touches everyone and it's such a great event.
It certainly is, and I tell you what, get yourself down there on the 20th, because if you can raise over $300, on the day they're going to draw out a KTM 85 SX, a brand new one, so you've got a chance to win that, and that's, I tell you what, you'd probably 1 in 100 chance to win it, so that's fantastic, Lee.
I'd love those kind of odds in Taslotto, good odds.
I would too. Well, let's get on with tonight's show, because on tonight's show, I catch up with Kelly Racing's Todd Kelly and have a look around his workshop. Chad from Chad's Off-Road Setups gives us a great tech tip. Luke gets an invite to the 2014 YZ450F launch. Take a look at some cool products. Luke and Lee tests the 2014 RMZ 450, and in an exclusive, we see what it's like to be a team manager of a factory race team and follow Troy Carroll around at the races. Now Lee, I say it every week, but this is going to be a big one.
It's going to be a big one, can't wait to get into it. But first up on tonight's show, a young guru tester, Lukey Lee. He got the call up from Yamaha to go and test the brand new 2014 YZ 450F. Let's see how he went.
We're here to test the 2014 YZ 450F. It's all new for this model year. There've been many changes and a vast improvement over the existing model.
Starting from the front, the axle has gone from a 20 to a 22mm axle. The triple clamps are now a rubber mounted clamp, still a four-way adjustable, but rubber mounted to reduce a bit of vibration. The entire front end of the bike has been moved in 10mm. The air filter is still at the front here, but access to it is far easier. The fuel cap is actually under a little small portion of seat. The fuel tank is lower and further back in the frame. The motor has also had a whole range of updates and changes there to really make the bike more powerful yet easier to use. The pipe is now called the Python pipe. It wraps around the cylinder and out through the back. Has several benefits, including increased power, heat away from the shock, and also more about mass centralisation.
My first impressions of the YZ 450 was how well it actually turned and all the usable power of the bike and how easy it is to actually change gears. Being so light, it's actually quite difficult to actually ride a 450, and I felt riding this Yamaha 450 was actually really easy to ride. The power was really smooth and it had every bit of power wherever I wanted it. I think the YZ 450 would suit any rider, just your average bush rider to your top level pro. Like, it has a lot of usable power.
Yamaha talked about where they wanted to improve, and you can feel that on the bike. So often when you read an interview or you hear about them talk about what they've done, you think, yeah. But honestly, I could feel it on the bike. So for me, straight away, it really opened my eyes and they gained my confidence. And I honestly believe the customer will feel the same.
As soon as I hopped on the bike, I just felt like it was lighter. It was more like a 250. It felt like it worked with you a lot better than it used to, even down to the gears. They'd changed the shifter mechanism and some of the gears in there. It doesn't feel as big in there and it goes through quite easy. Basically, they've gone ahead and just given me all those things that I was hoping for.
Compared to the old bikes, the turning's, night and day difference. The front end, I think, is what makes the big difference. The whole front end of the bike is narrower. It allows you to slide forward on the bike easier. Straight away, your body positioning over the front of the bike feels better.
If I was going to change anything to the YZ 450, I'd probably just change the suspension, you know, because I'm only 65 kilograms and the suspension was really hard for me, but all I would do was plush in the suspension and that's about it, really. Everything else can stay as it is. You wouldn't have to do too much to the engine because it has that much power anyway. For a pro-level rider, I think it would be a weapon.
Well, Lee, I tell you what, with that hidden petrol cap, they really do look factory, those bikes.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool for sure. And also, let's not forget a lot more manoeuvrability to be able to move around the bike whenever you choose.
That's right, I love the factory look though. And speaking of factory, next up we've got an exclusive for the MXTV viewers out there. It's something that not many people get the privilege to do. Obviously you've done it before, mate, and let's get behind the scenes of a factory race team. Now, you've been with every factory race team, haven't you?
Well, I was going to say, I'm not sure it's such a good thing, but I think I'm pretty much the only rider to have ever ridden for all 5 factory race teams. But we get to have a little bit of an inside look into the Monster Energy Kawasaki setup, and a huge thank you to Troy Carroll for allowing us a little bit of that special access. Let's go and see what took place.
I'm Troy Carroll, team manager of the Monster Energy Kawasaki team. I'm here today at Swan Hill, round 8 of the MX Nationals. General day is when we first get here and we get everyone settled down, the bikes come out, the mechanics go over the bikes. We sit down and if there's any changes that riders need to make, well, we look at those changes now. We talk about our strategy and practice qualifying and how we can obtain a fast lap time. And then basically through the day, it's just, you know, talking to the riders, making sure the bike setup's right, making sure their lines are correct, and just going through the general day-to-day stuff.
And remember what you've been sort of working on as well is getting off the brake a little bit earlier, letting the bike flow into the corner, especially with these nice loamy turns, you'll be able to do that a lot here.
Well, I started racing back when I was 6 years of age and went through the junior ranks and ended up doing pretty well in a lot of the Australian Championship rounds and local state stuff. Then moved on to be a pro at the age of 16 and won 6 national motocross championships and 6 supercross championships. So after that I retired, I took over as manager for a team and then come on to manage for Factory Kawasaki. I have been doing that for the last 3 years.
Do what you need to do and make it your day to have fun.
I'm still generally young at what I do and still learning every day, and it's definitely been a ride. You know, looking forward to, you know, using my experience and then helping younger guys come through. Mackenzie just made another mistake in that corner. The biggest thing coming from a racer is you only had to manage yourself, that was it. You didn't have to worry about anybody else. So when you take over as a team manager, you've got personalities with riders, mechanics, sponsors. There's so many people you have to look after and maintain in that. So basically keep all those people happy, and it's been good fun. Like, it's been a challenge to me every day.
What did old mate was saying to you?
Oh, he's going off. What's wrong?
I went drained afterwards and measured. We had a little bit of a problem with it snapped something inside, so we just had to fix that up.
My understanding is if my mechanic comes off, I can go on.
Yeah.
The most rewarding thing for me is seeing your team succeed. It's a feeling I can't describe. It's a feeling that I felt when I won. Just to see them succeed and even beat their personal best from the week before is really good. You know, like when Jay won the Supercross Championships for us last year, the feeling from the whole team is like we all won. And it's what keeps you driving, keeps you going to the next round.
Riding good, Bart.
I felt good up until that point.
Yeah, you were starting to pull that front group in.
Well, that's a day with myself, team manager Troy Carroll for Monster Energy Kawasaki, and looking forward to seeing you guys again soon.
Hands-On Kawasaki Motorcycles has over 25 years of professional experience in the industry. We offer quality Kawasaki motorcycles, ATVs, mules and jet skis. From finance to insurance, Hands-On features state-of-the-art workshop facilities with highly trained and experienced factory-trained technicians. We have a vast range of accessories, and if it's Kawasaki, then we have it. Contact us now, and don't forget to mention MXTV for a great deal. Hands-On Kawasaki, everything Kawasaki. MXTV is proudly supported by KTM, Alpine Stars, Kawasaki and Pirelli.
This year on MXTV, you get a chance to win a Milwaukee prize pack every week. The prize pack comes with an M12 cordless heated jacket with 5 carbon fibre heating elements which actively warms a body's core areas and pockets. A job site radio that powers from either an M12 battery or a 240 volt main supply. A LED light that has a magnetic back for hands-free use. And last but not least is the PowerPort, a convenient charger for all your mobile equipment. And all you have to do is go to the MXTV Facebook page, like and share us, and you're in with a chance to win the fantastic prize pack from our good friends at Milwaukee.
Welcome back to MXTV. Well, Todd Kelly from Todd Kelly Racing is a huge dirt bike fan, as Belly found out recently when he paid him a visit.
I thought it was time we dropped in on our good mate, V8 Supercar champion Todd Kelly from Kelly Racing. Let's go and see if we can find him and see what he's been up to lately. G'day Todd.
G'day, how are you?
Good mate, saw your light on, thought I'd drop in and say g'day.
And they've let you in?
They did, as I said mate, they don't know me downstairs well enough yet. They kept letting me in. Mate, what have you been up to the last couple of years?
Oh, just a very small task of changing from Holden over to Nissan.
I don't get you guys, you're all comfortable with the Commodores and then you just come along and just make the job harder.
But a huge opportunity for us with Nissan. Brought Nissan back into motorsport in Australia and V8 Supercars after a 20-year break from them, but it's been a huge task. We've done it all in-house. It'd be great to actually walk you around and show you a bit of the stuff that we've done. This is probably one of the most famous engines on the planet. This is the Nissan VK56 engine. Right. It's actually the engine that is in the new Nissan Patrol that we have here in Australia. So we took an engine out of a road car which looked nothing like this.
Yeah.
Only
a four-wheel drive.
Yeah, out of a four-wheel drive, and turned it into this race engine. Basically, to bring Nissan into V8 Supercars, we had to try and fit within all of the existing rules, the same as a Ford or a Holden. The engine alone took about 12,500 hours of design work and machining and production just to arrive at the first one. Have 19 separate departments. We've had up to 70 people full-time here, mainly to get the Nissan conversion done. And on average, we normally run about 50 full-time staff, so pretty big job.
So everything is made in here?
Anything you can think of, whether it's for the suspension or the engine, we design it all and make it all in-house.
R&D would be a massive thing that you guys are still probably going through at this stage.
Huge. You just cannot go out and flick through a catalogue and buy anything for this car. So this is our new paint and composite department. Right. So every single panel on the exterior of the car, every single round, all has to come back in here and either get thrown away or repaired and re-sprayed.
So Todd, looks like we're in the engine room.
Yeah, it's actually one of my favourite departments, the engine room. Even these fixtures, the stands, we designed and machined and fabricated those, which are really cool.
Just down to Repco and buy an engine stand, would they?
We looked, but they didn't have those in stock. This is our fabrication department. At the moment, we don't actually have a spare complete race car or even a spare chassis, but this is actually our 5th car, which will be our first spare car. So all of this jig, again, was manufactured in-house. Everything is billet, so all of the mounting blocks are all really nicely fixed, very solid.
Something that most viewers would never see, they see the end result. They don't see the time and the effort that it goes into, even just, you know, as a spare car. Like me, I'm sitting here going, well, get a practice car. Can't be too hard, just go and buy one off Nissan.
This is our merch shop, which is part of the race team, so people can come in and have a look about.
So the general public can come here and look around and buy some stuff, which is great. How do we get it online?
You just get on the website, Nissan Motorsport website, and click away, and magically a bit of merchandise will turn up in the post.
Well, mate, this has all been absolutely fantastic, and I do appreciate you letting us have a look around, and the guys will love it to death. But more importantly, are you still riding the bikes around? Because that's what we come to find out.
I thought you'd never ask. Why don't you come down and have a bit of a squiz? We've got a tiny bike, a middle-sized bike, and then my bike, and my little daughter Alex, who's 5, and my little son Mason, who's 8, are both into it now. And we've got a really good little bit of dirt just up the road where we get on the bike, so that really makes it all that more special when you do finally get half a day off and get out on the bikes.
Well, Todd, what a day, mate. To top it off, we went out here and had a ride on your property. Always good to have a ride. Thanks a lot.
No worries, you tore up a bit of my grass there, but it'll grow back. And we've got a good little spot here. It's great for the kids to be able to get on their dirt bikes after school and go for a burn, so we're very lucky.
Oh, you kids are real lucky. Did you have a good time though, guys?
Yeah.
I'm sure they did. What about having the horses and the bikes? How does that mix?
That's a good mix. The horses keep Mum happy while we can go out on the dirt bikes.
And that's not too bad then. That's a good thing. That's a real good thing. Well, thank you very much for the day, and all the best for the rest of the year, mate. I know you've got a hard job ahead of you, but you'll plug away.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Hi guys, Chad from Chad's Off-Road Setups here with this week's mechanical tip. This week we're going to go through greasing of the suspension, linkages, swing arm, and all the other things that you need to go through and grease when you get your new bike or when your bike's done around 6 to 12 months of work. Today what we've got here is Belly's new KTM 350 EXE project bike. We'll go through the basics of what you need to remove before you can get to the bearings, and then we'll go through the actual greasing of the bearings. What we're going to do is we're going to do the swing arm bearings, which obviously on the KTM with the PDS system in the back. The bottom shock bearing isn't really too much of an issue, and it's very hard to get grease into that bearing. And we'll just look over a couple of other things while we're in there doing that. All this sort of stuff will last a lot longer if you do a greasing of the bike properly from brand new. The more often you can do it, the better the bike's going to work and the better the bike's going to last. The reason we go through and grease everything on a brand new bike is that the factories don't put a lot of time and effort into greasing at the factory level. It's also a good opportunity while you're going through and greasing all your linkages and swing arm and everything like that is to put a bit of Loctite on the odd bolt that you won't be seeing all the time, just to ensure that the bike's going to remain reliable throughout the life of the bike. It's a great opportunity while we've got the bike apart to go through putting a little bit of grease on the axles and all the shafts and everything like that, so you know it makes the bike easier to pull apart in time. So if you do have to pull a wheel out in the bush or anything like that, or at the track, you know the axles are well greased and it's going to make the whole thing a lot easier to do. What we're doing now is putting the SKF wheel seals in. What these wheel seals will do with a brand new bearing is it'll extend the life of the wheel bearing tenfold. What we'll also look at doing is the headstand bearings, because they're usually also very lightly greased from the factory. It all comes down to just how much time and you've got to go through and do it all. The time is money well saved if you can do it all properly first time. What we're going to do now is run around our lower triple clamp bolts, which will be set at 14 Newton meters. So there you go guys, simple, easy, you know, it's something that if you take a little bit of time when the bike's new, go through, get everything greased, your bike's going to last much better and everything's going to just work so much sweeter, and ultimately you're going to save yourself money and you're not going to have the problems in 6 to 12 months time when everything's seized up.
F1 Moto is an online retail store selling motorbike, ATV and PWC parts and accessories. Whether you're looking for general service, rebuild parts or increased performance, F1 Moto is a website for you. F1 Moto offers free shipping within Australia and the staff are available by phone to answer any questions you may have. So check them out at f1moto.com.au or call on 02 4681 9958.
MXTV is proudly supported by Suzuki, Bell Helmets, Yamaha, and SKF.
G'day guys, welcome to the MXTV product review. Today we're going to look at a couple of protective items that complement the 2014 Alpine Stars Motocross collection. First off, we're going to start with the new B&S neck brace. It's been one of our mainstays in the collection for a few years now, but it's had some major upgrades for 2013. Main thing is now we have only two sizes. The first size goes from extra small to medium, so no matter how small or big you grow, you can adjust the size of the brace, and the second size is a large to extra large. There's a new entry closure system, which is a one-pull system, making it a lot easier than the previous buckle system. The padding on the inside of the brace can now be changed. They come with a 6 and a 10mm pad system, so you can change that comfort padding to suit yourself. The rear stabiliser has now been changed. It's a lot wider and has a 3-stage breakaway system in the event of an accident. It now has 2 smaller touch pads on your chest. This increases the comfort significantly with the brace. The model is available in 2 constructions. We have a carbon fibre and a fiberglass. Both the carbon fibre and the fiberglass B&S neck supports are CE certified. Now taking a look at something that we haven't done in the past with Alpine Stars is the new Fluid Tech knee brace. This knee brace is a carbon fibre construction. The patella cup offers complete coverage of your knee area and is fully CE approved. The hinge system is adjustable depending on your range of movement required. It comes with 4 different adjusters, so you can adjust it from 5, 10, 15 and 20 degrees. Inside of the brace, the actual physical width of your knee can determine how the brace fits. This brace comes with a number of different options to really fine-tune the fit for your maximum comfort. The strap system is quite unique on the Fluid Tech knee brace. The top 2 and the bottom 2 are joined through the back, basically giving it the effect that the straps are crossed over. This stops the knee brace riding down into your boots when riding. The 2 straps closest to your knee have a press button fit which is round. This has a range of movement as well. This also helps stop the brace from riding down into your boots. The knee brace itself has so much adjustment, is super light and is amazing comfort when you're on the bike riding. You won't even know you've got them on, but they still offer you the maximum protection you need to prevent knee injury.
Welcome back to MXTV, thanks to Modal. In this week's bike review, the boys take a look at the 2014 RMZ 450. Let's check it out.
We're here at the Frankston Motorcycle Park testing the brand new 2014 model RMZ 450. Not much has changed for this year. Don't really need to change too much after Millsap's sensational effort in Supercross and of course Matt Moss winning the Outdoor Nationals here in Australia. Now there are a few small little changes. First of all, got some bold new graphics, yellow side plates and a little bit of a different programming with the ECU. The changes have been made to make this bike a little bit easier to kickstart, but essentially we're talking the same motorcycle. Now also carried on from the previous model, the Type 2 single function fork, sensational unit that is, some nice wide foot pegs, and we've got 2 separate choices for the fuel couplings where you can fine tune that engine just a little bit further. And another couple of stock features on this thing, a titanium header pipe, very cool, and some fat bars, all come in stock on this thing. Well, not a lot's changed on this, but super keen to get out there and give it a bit of a try. I'm here alongside Lukey Lee. We're going to go give this thing a test, can't wait. Tell us about the suspension and how it felt for you.
Well, the suspension was definitely a bit stiff for me, but I think getting it revalved will handle like a treat.
Nice. Now, let's have a quick little chat about the engine. Obviously a lot of snig, a lot of horsepower, super smooth. This thing, to me, almost feels like you can ride it like a 250 or a 450. You've got options.
Yeah, it felt very smooth, but then again, with the leaner plug, it was a lot more aggressive and it just handled like any other 450.
It's great to have the option of the leaner fuel coupling or the richer one, so you can tailor make it to however you want it. The very first thing that I noticed when riding this motorcycle, feels great between your legs. The ergos are really nice. Awesome flat seat so you can move around very easily, while the seat has a gripper seat cover that pretty much where you plant that bum, it's not going to be slip sliding around, which is great. It's what we need nowadays.
For a 450, I thought the brakes worked really good. You get a fair bit of speed going down the straight, so it's always good to start off with good brakes.
As far as suspension goes, really nice and balanced from the front to the rear. No weight bias out of whack as far as dipping in the front or up too high in the front. It seemed nice and balanced right out of the crate. This bike's set up terrific straight off the showroom floor for the bulk of people that are going to buy it. Turns on a dime through the corners and over the jumps, feels nice and light.
I'd only change handlebars only because I'm pretty short. I'm only 5'7", so I'd like a lower bend bar.
The very first thing that I would change personally on this, bearing in mind that it handles very well, it turns exceptionally well. I just get a little bit more horsepower out of it. There's a number of things you can do to that, bolt on an exhaust, you know, a little bit of porting or whatever it may be. But that's the first thing that I do, is just bring it to life a little bit more horsepower and you'll be rocking. Until the end of the year, the new RMZs come with a set of Pirelli tyres, a Motul oils pack, and a new Suzuki pit tent.
For all your motorcycle insurance needs, contact Insuremyride at insuremyride.com.au. Comprehensive motorbike insurance from less than $1 a day.
Another great job there, Lee, on the RMZ 450. That's what you get, viewers, when you got the best in the business doing the job.
We had an absolute ball out there, mate. We had such a good time.
I tell you what, you were carving it up, let me tell you.
Well, Frankton's got some good jumps out there now. It's very easy to have fun, and little Lukey Lee there showing us how to scrub. He's got a good little style on him, doesn't he?
It's a little bit different, but yeah, it's out there.
All right, well, it's about all we got time for, but please, whatever you do, don't forget about our Milwaukee competition. All you need to do to go in with a chance of winning, go to our MXTV Facebook page, like and share us. Easy as that.
Certainly is, isn't it, Lee? And don't forget Hogan Racing 11. Give him a follow on Instagram. You'll get some cool stuff on that, that's for sure.
Thanks, Belly. All right, that's all we got time for. Like we said, thanks for joining us. What an episode it's been. Until next time, hold it on.
They'd be sitting there watching TV going, don't smash, don't smash.
They're probably too scared to turn the TV on when they're back home watching us race.
Well, I'll be bringing the KX250F engine in for a port and polish, mate.
Well, it's great to have you with us, Lukey Lee, today, flapping off the back of the Yamaha.
Yamaha.
Sorry.
Yeah. It's a completely different colour.
It's a bird. It's a bird. And it's sprayed on you.
MXTV is proudly brought to you by Insuremyride, great bike insurance cover at an affordable price. And Motul, quality oils for more than 150 years.